Okay, welcome. So today we are going to perform an experiment on IC 555, uh, which is basically a timer IC, and its equations RT on or TCH is 0.693 RA plus RB into C, and T off or T discharge is 0.693 RBC. So the circuit is given to us. I will upload this file to your classroom. By that time, you can just observe. First thing, you have to start Proteus. The Proteus demonstration you can start. We need for today's experiment IC 555, two resistors of 5K, one capacitor of 1 microfarad, and one capacitor of 1000 nano. That's it. And then there are some supply, ground, and CRO. So let me start with the wizard. Go to the new project. It will initialize the project wizard. Then you have to click multiple times next, next, next without changing the options from default, and you will land on this page. Now inside this page you have to select something called as component mode. Go to the place component. Here you have to search for 555 IC, and you should end up at this timer IC, which you can place in the center. Next, we need two resistors, so you can type RES and IS. So you will get 1K 10 watt resistor. Anyone you can choose, but I prefer this one. So I will just place a resistor. Now to change the value of this resistor, we need to double click on this 1K and make it 5. Again, to place one more resistor, just click one more time, and again you double click on this resistor to make it a 5K resistor.
सर आपका स्क्रीन अटक गया.
Okay. Now to go to the terminals mode for the ground. Should I stop sharing and restart the sharing? Okay, so go to the terminal, select the ground, and place the ground just below pin number 1, which is the ground terminal of the IC. If you remember in the Wednesday lecture, I explained that pin number 1 needs to be ground, as well as pin number 5 has to be grounded through certain value of capacitor. Pin number 4 is reset, but it is active low. So whenever a low signal is given, this will reset the IC. That's why we don't want to give any low signal, and I will put this to VCC. Now, typical VCC for this IC, this is a general mistake that students do. You have to click on the DC source, place it, and then you connect. That much you do, but you forgot to change the voltage. So you have to double click on this and change this to 5 volt. Then only your output will come. So this is the supply voltage we give from pin number 4 and 8. Now, next thing is we need capacitor. So go to place component again. Click on this P and start typing CAP, and you will get a capacitor. Any value will do. You just place this capacitor. Initial value will be 1 nanofarad. Then we will check the circuit diagram and correct the position. So now I will show you the circuit diagram again. So pin number 5 has 100 nano capacitor that goes to ground, and pin number 2 has 1 microfarad, that is 1000 nanofarad capacitor that again goes to ground. So let me do those connections also. So I will change this 1 nanofarad to 100 nanofarad. So this is basically for noise cancellation at control voltage pin, and just to make circuit look neat, I just rearrange the placement of the capacitor, and then I need to connect this to the ground. Now, pin number 2 need one more capacitor. A top option is to copy this capacitor or click on this cap and then click again. These are the two options by which you can get the capacitor. So pin number 2 has 1 micro. I can just type 1000 nano, which is same as 1 micro. Click OK and then take the other terminal to ground. Now, if you see the connection diagram, I will just draw it for you here. Hopefully, I remember IC555. Even in the lecture slide, I have shown you 555 has 4 and 8 shorted to VCC, which we already do. Then pin number 0, that is 01, which is ground pin, and pin number 5 are grounded, but pin number 5 is grounded through a capacitor, which we did. Pin number 3 is output. So we are going to connect a CRO at this pin. Then pin number, there are two resistors and a capacitor that goes to ground again. So this capacitor we have placed and connected to pin number 2. Now there is one more pin connected to pin number 6, and then finally a resistor division at pin 7. So this is the connection we are trying to do here. And let me go back to the Proteus now. So I have pin number 2 already grounded. So I will take pin number 6 and ground it. Next is I need a resistor from this point and pin number 7. So I will drag this component on this side in front of pin number 7. And I will just connect pin 7 to 5K and other point back to pin number 2. Next is resistor 1 should go to VCC. So what I will do is I will just take this resistor and bring it on this side for simplicity of the connection, and I will connect it to, now here it has to go between pin 7 and a resistor, and the other terminal should go to the VCC. Last thing in the circuit remaining is oscilloscope. So you have to go to instrument, select the oscilloscope. You can connect the oscilloscope pin number 1 at output pin. And if you want to see the charging and discharging of the capacitor, you can connect it at the capacity. And now just to simplify the connection. Now if you run, you should see the 555 automatically starts generating a square wave at its output, and you will see the capacitor charging and discharging. If you carefully observe, this capacitor must be charging between 1/3 of VCC and 2/3 of VCC, that is 3.3 volt and 1.67 volt, and the output must be fluctuating between 0 to 5 volt. So this is the observation here, and this is the part 1. Now what readings we have to take for this particular part A, which is a stable multivibrator. You have to come to this. You have to set your RA value, which is the resistor on top. It is initially 5K. Then you have to change it to 10K and 15K, and then have to measure the TCH, that is time domain. So remember, there is no point in measuring the voltage across these points, because we are sure it is gonna be 5 volt only, because output is TTL compatible for IC555. Also, no need to measure these voltage. If you can, if you want, you can, but you are going to get same 3.3 volt and 1.67 volts. Just you have to measure the time domain, that is T on and T off. That's all you have to measure in this entire experiment. Now T on is you directly enter over here whatever you get from practical readings. Then by theory, whatever T on you get using this formula, which is nothing but 0.693 RA plus RB into C. where this is your RA, what we call R1 in our circuit, and R2 is RB, and C2 is C. So you substitute those values and see whether your practical readings are matching with the simulation or not. 99% if there is a mistake, you must have done it because of the measurement in CRO. Otherwise, there is a rare chance that your practical reading and actual reading doesn't match. Also, I asked you to measure T off because T on plus T off will give you total T. And once you have total T, then you can calculate F. Since I didn't have calculator with me, I just put the 1 upon T as F, but you can actually calculate F and then see whether by theory and practically you are getting same F. So for theoretical F, you have to calculate TCH, T discharge, then total T is equal to TCH plus T discharge, and then finally F is equal to 1 by T. So this is the part one of the experiment. And I will stop recording now. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.